good afternoon, good evening, or depending on where you are in the world, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I see people loading in. People are joining. We can see the numbers. We can't see your faces, but we can see people coming into our Zoom room. So yes, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're just going to wait just a few seconds. We can see people loading into our Zoom room, and we're really excited to see you all. And I'm just going to keep talking and tap dance for a minute or so until everybody's joined. And Kevin, I just want to remind you to record this. And hi, I see somebody in the chat already. Hello, Chloe. Hi, everyone who's joining us. We see you coming into the room. I'm Jeannie Jarneau. I'm the founder of Beauty Heroes, and with me today is Angela Chau and Dr. Ervina Wu, the co-founders of YINA. And just just give us one more minute as people continue to join, and we'll get started with this evening's class. Angela is just a few miles away from me in Richmond, California.
Correct.
The YINA headquarters, the Bay Area YINA headquarters.
Yeah.
And I'm in Novato, California, here in the Beauty Heroes store. I'm upstairs in our treatment room, and Ervina is joining us from Singapore, where it is Friday morning.
Hi, everyone.
All right, I think as people are still joining, we can see you continuing to join. We're going to get started just in the essence of time. It's 5:03 p.m. here in California. And since a few more people have joined, I'm just going to introduce myself again. I'm Jeannie Jarneau. I'm the founder of Beauty Heroes. And I'm so excited about this class. This is the biggest registration we've ever had for one of our master classes, and that is just really thrilling to me to have it for in concert with YINA and this month's very special discovery that they worked so hard on. And with me today is Angela Chau and Dr. Ervina Wu, the co-founders of YINA. And they're joining us. Angela's here in California, close to where I am in Richmond, California at the YINA headquarters. I'm here in Novato, California, in Northern California, and Ervina is joining us from Singapore. So thank you for joining us tonight. I'm just going to introduce a little bit about YINA and our collaboration with Beauty Heroes and the class, and just sort of set the tone. Angela and Ervina are going to do an amazing job of teaching us tonight. We chose this evening together specifically. This is a very specific evening that we chose the class because it's the eve before the Chinese New Year here in California, and Ervina is already celebrating Chinese New Year in Singapore. It's the dawn of the year of the metal ox, and Angela is a Chinese astrologist, and she studied philosophy and botany and phonology and astronomy, and she's got such an incredible wealth of information. I learn so much from both of them when I speak to both of them. These really are founders who have just a deep knowledge. They brought YINA to life from kind of their lifelong experience, and I'm really excited for them to share that with you tonight. I just want to say this month's discovery was very long in the planning. Beauty Heroes has worked with YINA. We met a long time ago, and we talked about working together. Then we started working together. We've carried some of your hero products at Beauty Heroes for a couple of years now, and have been thrilled to have them. They're here in our Novato store as well. And we worked on this relaunch, really kind of the new evolution of YINA, which used to be called 5 YINA. and you can talk a little bit about that this evening. And I wanted to just say, you know, my background's in the spa industry, and body care is very much a part of, you know, my passion when it comes. I think a lot of people think of beauty and they think of the face and skincare, but body care has always been such a, you know, really close to my heart, really close to me professionally. And I've always been so passionate about it. And I'm always really excited when I find a body care hero product. And I feel like your recovery body treatment, which is this month's hero product at Beauty Heroes, really is that. This is such a special product. And it's a new launch at YINA. So this has been really exciting. And when Ervina sent it, she described it to me, she shared a little bit about it with me, and then she sent it to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is magic. So if you don't have it, this is what it looks like. And this is this month's hero product at Beauty Heroes. And many of you, I think, are probably members of Beauty Heroes and have this at home already, which is amazing. I hope you're enjoying it. We're excited to dive in. And we decided to deliver it with the YINA Gua Sha stone, which I know you're going to talk about the shape of it and the design of it and about Gua Sha in general and the history of it. But everybody who subscribed to Beauty Heroes got these two products this month, and I hope you're really enjoying, you know, kind of getting, you know, introduced to body Gua Sha and the benefits that it can have on well-being and you know, detoxification and circulation. And Ervina is going to talk a little bit about the origins of how this product came to be. She kind of created it for herself. You were traveling so much, right?
I was traveling a lot pre-COVID, and I, you know, long flights. I was actually flying from San Francisco to Singapore like 3 times a month at one time, and I had swollen ankles from the flight. So and you know, I happened to have my old Gua Sha tool with me, and I use it with another product. I'm like, wow, the swollen ankles went away, you know, immediately. So when COVID came around and everyone had to stay at home, I thought maybe we should create this product for all of us who are stuck at home and not as exercising as much. But the truth is it will work for both people who are not active or active, because if you work out and you want to do a little bit of relaxation, it helps too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we wanted to create something that helps promote circulation and increase blood flow in the body. And Gua Sha originally was used to do that. So, but first of all, I want to say happy Chinese New Year to everyone.
Yes.
Lunar New Year for people. 恭喜发财,恭喜发财. So wishing everyone a year full of prosperity. It's going to be a lot of hard work. So we just posted a blog post about the metal ox shear on our site, but I'm pretty sure Beauty Heroes is also posting the same blog on their site as well. So look forward to that, so you guys can check out some of the year's forecasts. So the metal ox shear is really going to be a year full of gathering with family and friends. So definitely do that. And also work on self-care and preventative care. So that's why we also launched these two products, because they really help with that. So wait, do we want to go into the history of Gua Sha?
I'd love for you ladies, let's start with you. Just, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'd love for you to just kind of tell us about, both of you, your backgrounds and your, you know, your specialty, you know, sort of your education and what led you to start YINA. So just a few minutes of that, and then we're going to go, you know, we're going to go into Gua Sha and the tradition of it. And I see all of your questions, they're coming through. I'm going to try to answer some of them as we go along. And then for anything that we didn't get to, we're going to try to save those to the end if we weren't able to catch it in between while Ervina and Angela are talking. So I'll just be moderating and helping to make sure everybody gets their questions answered.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeannie. So both Ervina and I are licensed acupuncturists and herbalists, and we actually met in grad school in San Francisco when Ervina was in California before she moved to Singapore. And we both love skincare products. We love things that are natural and really help with the overall lifestyle of what we call Yangshen. So we practice that. We eat with the seasons. We dress with the seasons. So it really inspires us. Like, hey, skincare. We should be using skincare based on the seasons as well. And that's how we started initially 5 YINA, and that's where the origin of the 5, it comes from the 5 elements. We have 5 seasons, and then also 5 is just a very foundational number in Chinese medicine. But we realized things were very complicated and we wanted to simplify things. And so now we are YINA, and YINA is really both Ervina and I, our Chinese names, Yi and Na, meaning harmony and beauty. And that's who we are moving forward. So
can you just say what the 5 seasons are exactly? Because in, America, we have 4.
Yes,
so,
yes, definitely. So definitely you have your spring, summer, autumn, winter, and then you have the 5th season, which is actually the earth element. And it's the period, the 2-week period in transition from one season to the next. So from spring to summer, summer to autumn, autumn to winter, winter to spring. And right now we're kind of in this transitional period from winter to spring right now. So the earth element comes up during this time.
And I will just say, I just want to say, like, you run your business also by the seasons, and this launch, this sort of evolution of YINA was all timed very, when I talk to you, like, it's so interesting. I think this is very interesting, but when we're talking about business, you'll say, oh, this is a very auspicious day. We can do it on this day. And I love that. And so all of this, our collaboration and the way that you actually manufacture and make your products is all according to the seasons too. And I think it's just so fascinating. It's so traditional. And you really, like, every time I talk to you, it's a different frame of living in the world and operating in the world. It's so fascinating.
Definitely. We are all about it. So I could talk endlessly about the seasons and how to connect with the seasons. But let's see. So going back to the products, so both Ervina and I love beauty products, and we actually spent 3 years doing R&D and formulating for all of our products. And the products you see on yina.co right now, they're our next evolution of our original products. So they're updated formulations. The scent profile is very similar to how it was previously, but it's a little bit more elevated. So we're excited to share that with you guys, and hopefully you guys can try all of our new products. And then going back to how we work is when we start with a product, it takes a really long time for us to develop a product because we want it to work. We want it to be, we want feedback. So all of your guys' feedback, we take it in and we help adjust the formula. So most of our formulations are like living formulations because the ingredients we use are natural. So they're from plants, and plants are always different. They're growing. So it's an evolving formula as we move along in the seasons. So let's see, let's start with, I guess, the history of Gwasha. Ervina, do you want to go into that while I
share my screen?
Yeah.
The host would allow me to share my screen so I can share my presentation. Awesome.
So, oh, there we go.
Yay.
So
right.
Everyone has got one of these, or they have their own Gua Sha stone, but we're going to talk specifically about the band stone today.
Yeah. So let's start with the Pian stone. The Pian stone is actually a cosmic stone that was formed when a meteorite hit Earth, and they have found the area to be in the northeastern part of China, Shandong. So a meteorite hit Earth 65 million years ago, and the Pian stone came before acupuncture. So they found remnants of the stone in Stone Age dwellings in different shapes and sizes. And during Stone Age, they actually used the stone for bloodletting, warming therapy. They even use it as musical instruments. But then it fell out of favor during the Bronze Age when they were using a lot of metals, and metals are a lot easier to work with, especially for puncturing the skin or incising the skin. And then it came back. It came back again. The stone, Gua Sha came back again during the Ming Dynasty, and they were using all different types of materials: ceramic, jade, bronze, brass, for scraping the skin. So Gua Sha means scraping the skin, literally. Scraping the sha. Sha means redness. So going back to the Pian stone, it was one of the original 60 cm treatment modalities. So Pian itself is a treatment modality, not just Gua Sha. So this material is considered is recognized by the Chinese government as a medical treatment, medical stone. And then acupuncture is another school, moxibustion another one, herbal medicine, massage therapy, and movement. We also have cupping, right? And Twina is under massage therapy as well.
And food therapy, it would be the other branch as well.
Yeah, food therapy, and there's a lot of different smaller schools of therapeutic purpose. There's also psychological, but it's not as widely used. But anyway, let's move on to the Gua Sha ritual.
Is there just a limited, sorry, Ervina, just somebody had a question, and I have this question too. There's just a limited amount of Bian stone, like there's not an infinite supply of it, right?
Yes, it's limited. Yeah, and the correct pronunciation is Bian.
Bian, sorry.
Yeah. No problem.
Thank you.
Okay. So clinically, Gua Sha is used to treat a lot of conditions such as fever. It's very common for like summer heat stroke in clinical use. If you get summer heat stroke, definitely go see a doctor, okay? Don't do it yourself. Soft muscle injuries, pain, inflammation. And we have this question a lot. Is it safe for pregnancy? It is safe for pregnancy. Just do it gently. And the other question is, how much pressure do you want to do Gua Sha on yourself? It's up to individual. I typically use medium to light pressure depending on which part of my body. If I'm using it on my thighs, I use a stronger pressure. You shouldn't be bruising. And if you're on blood thinner, you want to be extra careful because people on blood thinners tend to bruise easily. So I think somebody had a question about bruising. It's hard for me to answer if you're using it too much, if you're using too much pressure, or if you're on blood thinner, or you have other health conditions, right? There are a few contraindications. If you're pregnant and you're menstruating, you want to avoid the abdominal region. You definitely don't want to do Gua Sha over sensitive areas or broken skin, raised bumps, scrapes, and open wounds. And if you experience like a light pink coloration on your skin after the Gua Sha, it usually disappear after a while. For most people, it should disappear fairly quickly.
In a few days. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or if not.
Yeah. So if you tend to see like a lot of red marks, that might disappear, that might take longer to dissipate. So for the purpose of self-care at home is really to release tension, to move chi. If you're sitting around a lot, there's a lot of stagnant chi, you want to move that. And then the stone is also calming and relaxing. So the way you want to do it, and Angela will do the whole ritual later, is to, you know, spend 5-10 minutes every day and work on the problem areas. For me, it tends to be my neck and shoulder. And then before I go to bed, you know, I do my walks in the evening just because it's so hot here in Singapore. If I do like, you know, 5,000 steps or something, then I come back and I do the Gua Sha on my legs, and it really helps, you know, to do that, to really relax my muscles before I go to bed. And a good time to do the Gua Sha is after shower, but I think most people tend to rush after shower. So, you know, if you take like 5-10 minutes before you go to bed and do a quick ritual on the body, that would work too. Shall we start the ritual? So I can.
Yeah. So as Ervina was talking, I was applying the recovery body treatment all over my body. And what I usually do is I just take a little bit, and then you can rub it up between your palms to warm up the body treatment balm, and then apply it to this upper region. So today we'll be focusing more on the upper body, and we'll also talk about the lower body, but because of time wise, we'll just first start with this region of the body. We will also be having another masterclass next Thursday that we'll be hosting, and we'll be talking about the lower body there. And I think with Beauty Heroes, we'll be hosting another class to actually talk about other regions of the body, because the body's a large portion, and we only have an hour today. So let's get started. I hope you guys.
Ervina, do you want to stop sharing your screen so we can see Angela, or do you want to continue sharing your screen?
Yeah, I can stop sharing my screen, but should I go through all this?
Yeah, we should go through the points so that people are aware, and then how about, and then we go into the demonstration. Okay. So then you guys can see. So some of the points we'll be talking about will be Taiyang. So we'll start with the head region. Taiyang is right here. It's kind of the temple point. There's a depression right there. And it's a really good point to massage for headaches, migraines, kind of eye issues, toothache, facial paralysis. It's a really good point to open up and release tension.
I just want to add that it's there because it's used clinically for acupuncture, but if you have toothache and facial paralysis, yeah, please stop her.
Usually, you would want to see a practitioner for that. And then we have Anmian. Anmian, so it's a really great point. It's called peaceful sleep. That's the literal translation. It's really good for insomnia, restlessness. I use it all the time to help me relax in the evening. It also helps with neck tension and headaches as well. So, and at that point, I guess I'll show as we go along with the ritual. And then the next point that's really amazing in releasing neck, shoulder tension is jianjing, which is shoulder well. So oftentimes if you squeeze this shoulder muscle, it's right at the top. It's like you'll feel the top of that muscle is where jianjing is. But oftentimes we massage the entire muscle, so we'll get to the point as well. And it's a really good point. We use it in acupuncture to release stiffness in the neck, any occipital headaches, because it helps send qi downward. But like we have written here, it's contraindicated for pregnancy. So please don't overstimulate this region of the body if you're pregnant. And then the next point we'll be targeting will be on the arm. So it will be what we call Sanjiao 5 Wei Guan. So it's 3 finger breaths from where the tip of this bone, and it's this little depression right here between the bone, the 2 bones, and you'll feel like a depression, and that's where the point is. And it's really good for releasing arm, neck, and shoulder tension. Also helps with headaches. It's a really good point also for digestion as well. And then lastly, the point that we're going to be going over is Lao Gong, which is Palace of Labor. So it's really amazing point for releasing tension in the hands, lower arms, carpal tunnel, gastritis, possibly canker sores, and energetically, it's important for Qigong practice. So when you're feeling the Qigong, you'll feel in this region of your palm.
All right, I'm gonna stop share.
Okay, so I hope everyone has their recovery body treatment and has warmed up the treatment balm on your palms, spread it throughout your body. Just be mindful of where all the knots are. So you can figure out how much pressure to use in areas that have a very, very hard knot. You might want to work on that region a little longer. And then you put it on your face. So with usually how I start the ritual after I take a shower or right before bed is I start with a warm-up series with applying the body treatment as well as using the stone to help loosen some of the muscle fibers. So usually I start right where Taiyang is, and I use the ripple side of the stone, and I do a little jiggle and I go down the scalp. There's a lot of acupuncture channels and acupuncture points on the scalp. So it's a really important region of your body to not neglect. Oftentimes we work on our face a lot, but we don't work on our scalp. So the Gua Sha tool is really good to help address this area of our body. So, and continue the jiggle. I call it the jiggle. You can call it the wiggle. And
Gwasha, you're welcome to use your fingers. It's perfectly fine. You know, you don't have to have the Gwasha, but if you have your other Gwasha tool, it works too, or even a ceramic spoon, it's all good.
Yeah. So I do this just one pass through the entire scalp, just to kind of loosen up the muscles, release the tension, especially areas around the occipital region, which is the back of the skull. That area oftentimes holds a lot of tension. So I like to spend a lot of time on that, especially for a lot of us who do a lot of computer work. This region of our necks holds a lot of tension. So we did one pass around the entire skull. And then what I'd like to do is also take the curved side of the stone, and then I would start from right on the side of the nostril, and then under the cheekbone, and then go up towards Taiyang. So, and sometimes, oftentimes we have TMJ. We clench our jaws. It's very tight in this region. So I would use the notch and also go to the side and up. So this small notch here is really good for addressing tightness of the jaw. And also you can flip it. So I remember one of you guys asked, like, oh, how do I hold the Gua Sha tool? Am I holding it wrong? There is actually no wrong to holding the Gua Sha tool. You can use all parts of the edges. The way we design this Gua Sha tool is so that the bottom is a little bit thicker than the top where the curve is, so that you have a variance of pressure that you can apply on your body. So
Face.
And face. So oftentimes I actually also love holding it sort of like a gun where you have this part you're gripping, you put your pointer finger right where the point is. And this is a really good point to use to leverage and really stimulate the tension and knots that are on the face.
I've never used a Gua Sha stone that way, like flat. Like I'm always,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like I think you always see people, you know, demoing it, pictures, it's photographed that way, but I haven't seen it where it's like flat. And that seems, I mean, I totally get that it's a real tool to
it's so
release
you can
tension.
use it and you leverage
I love
the
that
hand
tip.
so that your fingers don't get tired from massaging different parts of your body, whether it's right here in your chest. You can do this to guide the tool. So that's one way you can use the tool. And then also we love going upwards on the forehead. So we use the curved side to do that.
I love how you designed this tool to be so versatile. Like it's big enough for the body, but also has all the, you know, has all the contours that like for the face, like you're showing up.
Definitely.
Right
And then
now,
for the eye region,
so
you can also
brilliant.
use the notch.
I have a like pattern Gua Sha tools. I have them in jade quartz, whatever bienstone. To my and the one I reached out to the most is my old bienstone, but it was a little bit too small. So I wanted something larger and with different edges, which is why we created this. So now I just have this and I'm happy.
It's multi-purpose.
So my bronze one is so huge, it's so heavy. And then I have the sterling silver one, it's also heavy and it's just like a square. So this is like, you know, and we really like this one because like it feels good holding in the hands. I like to play with it too.
I have a good question. We have a good question for those who are not really familiar with TCM. Can you kind of give a broad definition of Chi when you talk about Chi and moving Chi? Yeah.
So Chi is roughly translated as energy. And in Chinese medicine, there are different Qis, you know, different types of Qi. There is the Yuan Chi, the primary Qi. Is probably the prenatal energy that you're born with, and you know, constitution, you're very strong, and if you live healthy, you exercise and everything, you are always full of energy, the vibrant, vital energy. There is Gu Qi. Gu Qi is like a digestive Qi. So when you eat well, you have good Qi in your digestive function. For the purpose of Gua Sha, the Qi would mostly means energy in your your muscular region, like your muscles, your limbs, your body. If you're just sitting around a lot, or you're kind of feeling depressed or have repression, like you feel this tightness around your chest area, and that's stagnant Qi. In Chinese medicine, they say that 不通则痛. If it is stagnant, you have pain. So pain meaning tension or pain or inflammation. So if you're feeling tension or stagnation, it means Qi is not moving freely along your meridians. So generally, you want to keep Qi moving so you can digest better, you can sleep better. Emotionally, you are moving through your emotions, right? Definitely your bowel movement will be good, right? So everything is Qi. So when we see a patient and we say, oh, the person's Qi is a little bit weak, it could mean anything. It could mean that, you know, their digestion is poor, or they just have very low energy in general. There's also organ Qi, your heart Qi, your liver Qi, kidney Qi. But, you know, we can talk about Qi for like 6 days. But generally, it means like the energy that you're processing, you know, in our body.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. I think we're eager to get a little bit into the body because I think that's where there's a lot of, this is where the recovery treatment. So excited to see some more technique.
Yes. So as Ervina was describing about Chi, I was guiding the Gua Sha tool down the neck region. There's a lot of lymphs in this region. Oftentimes we carry a lot of tension in this region. So you can take the ripple and do the jiggle all along the back of your neck to break it down. You can also take the curve and just guide it downward past the jianjing, shoulder well. So oftentimes if you lift up the arm, you can feel there's a well or a little divot depression. And we like to guide the tool. So on the outer part of your arm, we go down. So you could start with the shoulders and just go down. And using this curve to do it. And it's unidirectional position of where the Gua Sha tool should go. We don't want to go upwards. So it's just one direction, lift.
Unless you're very focused in a small area, you can like wriggle it a little bit, but you don't really want to go back and forth. The way to do this is along the meridian, and generally you want to, for the external, for the arm area, the forearm, the outer arm, you want to move downward.
And the inner arm, you want to go up towards your chest. So this part, so you can just open up your palm. You could do little bits at a time. You don't have to do one long stroke, not unless you like that feeling, but you could do your forearms first.
I tend to do that a lot.
And then you could do your upper arms. So you see, I have a little bit of redness. This is actually natural. This is okay, no problem. It's a nice color to have. And then we would move on to a different area of our body once we get to this coloration. And then oftentimes I like to use the point again to work on different acupuncture points that are all along the arm. And oftentimes there's to release tension, because if we're typing a lot, there's a lot of tension on the outer part of the forearm. So that's the arm. What I did earlier was I like to hold the tool also where the point is on the center of the palm, close to Lao Gong, and hold the thumb right here, and then it's enclosed like this. And I use this flat part, and I can always angle it depending on how I'm holding it. I like to guide it across the pectoralis, so our chest muscle, because a lot of the tension oftentimes is because there's a lot of tightness on the front of our bodies. So from the chest to our ribs, the ripple is amazing to guide along the ribs to release tension that way as well. So oftentimes I just go using the ripple this way. So I did this part, you see some redness, that's okay. Now we go to the next part. So your sternum's right here, so don't go over that, just go a little bit to the side where there's a depression, right, where your ribs start, and then guide it to the side. So
somebody's asking if we want to go upwards or downwards the neck.
The neck, you want to go down.
On the side of the neck, you want to go down. The side of the neck,
you want to go down, yeah. It helps with draining also the lymphs and allowing it to release. So oftentimes I would tell patients to go down and then bring it across, and we release a lot of toxins under our armpits. So it's a really good way to detox. So again, you go, so you can do it where you reach right here. So there's what we call lung 1, this depression here. And that's a really good point to, again, release the tension in the pectoralis.
It's also a good one to stimulate your lung chi.
And this year we need extra help. So the lung chi definitely needs stimulating. So I do that.
Just talk about I was just going to say, when you're going up the arm, can you just talk about the angle of the stone that you're holding? Like, is it what is the
so
tilt?
can you see? I'm trying to tilt it so that you can see.
Like a 30-degree.
So it's like 30 to 40-degree angle. And the pressure I'm pushing is on my fingertips, pushing down. Again, pressure can be light or it can be hard. I like to, for me personally, like more medium to harder pressure. But again, it depends on your preference. But start with light. And so I have some pink coloration, and that's normal. So I'm done with this side now. And then for my outside of my arm, I'm going outwards, right? So I'm going down. So I'm trying to do it so that you could see.
And if you're seeing some pinkness, sometimes is it normal to feel a little itchy?
The pinkness it's like releasing. So it's normal to feel a little bit itchy. If it becomes over irritated, then would suggest to just stop, take nice, deep, slow breaths to kind of ground the chi. And if it continues to feel itchy, you can also put something a little bit cooling. So you could take a wet towel and then just put it all against the area that is itchy. And the redness is normal, and it's actually coloring that's sought after in Gua Sha, because it's petechia forming, and what it does is it brings the blood up to the skin level, and then it gets reabsorbed back from your body. And what that action does is it helps with boosting and stimulating your immune system. So oftentimes there's been a lot of study done on Gua Sha, body Gua Sha in particularly, and how it's beneficial for boosting immunity. So
going back to the origins of Gua Sha. Gua Sha was just used on the body in China before. The facial Gua Sha thing is pretty new. I mean, it's used on the face, but not for cosmetic reason. It's, for paralysis and all that. But the using it as a beauty treatment is fairly new. So it was originally used on the body and mostly on the back for treatment. But it's such a good tool that you should be able to use it on the entire body, your face, your head, your
and
feet.
so for your back, we have a model. Ervina has a awesome, amazing acupuncture models you could show. So the back, you often can't reach it. So if you have a partner or a loved one or a friend that can help you use the Gua Sha tool, you can use the curve along the back. That's really amazing. It relieves a lot of tension. And you do one side at a time until it's a little bit flush like this, and then you're done. And then oftentimes when you're doing the back, you can get the upper shoulder and neck region as well. So, and then
what to do for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, Valentine's Day. And then also the legs. So we can go into the legs, the direction of how you would use the tool. So you have the outer legs, you want to go down, and the front of the legs, you want to go down direction. And then the back of the leg, you want to go up. And also inner leg, you also want to go upward direction. So why do we do that? Well, because of the acupuncture channels that are on your legs, and whether you're going along flow with the channel or against the channel, and we want to go with the flow of the channel, and that's the reason why we do that motion. And I love using this
Somebody was
little
asking about how to use. Sorry, I'm sorry. So since you were on the legs, somebody was asking about how to use Gua Sha for knee pain.
Knee pain. So knee pain, we would suggest to not use a Gua Sha on the knee. Don't do that. But you can use it on the outer muscle of right here. You can Gua Sha on the side, so the front flip. Yep. Along what we call the gallbladder channel, the stomach channel, and you can do, again, not the entire leg at once. You could do the upper portion of the leg and then the lower portion of the leg. But it's
I think you can also use it on the back of the knee instead of the top of the knee. You can go to the back of the knee to massage, and it might help to release some of the inflammation or tension if you do the back of the knee. But I don't know how severe is the knee pain or the knee issue. Check with a practitioner and make sure that there's nothing else going on to rule out other issues.
Definitely.
Yeah,
we can see the model. And I love using so the edge of this notch, this point, for more targeted pressure on certain points. So we can go back to Lao Gong, right? And stimulating that point. And there's a lot of, so wherever you have tension, you can spend a little bit of time to release and be more mindful. What I also love to do is to take a few moments and just breathe in the scent of the Recovery Body Balm. So there's amazing ingredients in there. There's the horsetail grass that we put in there. There's the Buddha citrus, as well as essential oils of Scotch pine, hinoki, fir balsam, and all of these help kind of awaken and enliven the spirit.
There were some very specific questions about using Gua Sha for back pain, for finger swelling and soreness, and also for, I think, for back pain, finger swelling, and plantar fasciitis on the feet.
Yes, I love using this on their feet. It's amazing. So what I use is this curve, and pretend this is my foot, and I go downwards. And so to release the tension of the plantar. And also you can use, again, this little notch here to go on to kind of stimulate all around the foot. And don't forget the calves and how that's connected to your foot. So again, you want to go up. Yep.
So down the front of the legs, up on the back, down the front of the arm, up on the back of the arm.
In the inner part of your arm, you want to go up.
The inner part,
the inner and then the outer.
Inner, outer, yeah. So then if you're confused, you can stand up and put your palm against your leg, and then the region that touches your body is the inner part, and the other part is the outer part.
Great.
Should we go to the Q&A now? We have 10 minutes more.
Yeah, I think I'm so glad that we were able to show so many different ways to use the stone on the face and the body. And that was what we really wanted to cover. We do have a lot of somebody's saying we're not on presentation mode. Are we able to make sure that we're presenting properly? We do have a lot of really good questions about the body, so I want to make sure we get to all of those. Gua Sha versus dry brushing in terms of, what's the difference, the benefits?
Dry brushing is awesome. I do it all the time. It's different. The dry brushing helps with stimulating the surface Wei Qi. So it's the protective chi of our body and helps, again, bring up circulation in the body. What the Gua Sha tool really helps with is the knots and the muscle fibers that has and fascia release. So it's really good for kind of more deep work, if you would like, or also light work. So it's a very versatile tool.
Yeah, and in our discovery, in our ritual card, we actually recommended doing dry brushing first. We think
yeah. So the dry brushing also helps warm up the body before you use the Gua Sha tool.
And how long do the benefits of Gua Sha last for? If you do sort of an at-home sort of ritual at home, and how many times a week do you recommend kind of doing that? Is it something that's okay to do every day, or should you space it out, and how long does it last?
Definitely safe to do every day. If you have 10 minutes a day, you do it every day, you're gonna see, you're gonna feel a lot better. But if you have time strapped, we say minimum 3 times a week, so you do it every other day. And if you're gonna do it every other day, then we recommend a longer ritual, like 15-20 minutes, to really, reap the benefit.
All parts of the body. Yeah.
Instead of do it, you might as well, be a little bit more intentional about the ritual, right? So somebody asked, like specific examples, how not to use this tool in terms of certain edges on certain body parts to avoid damage to nerves. I think it's really depends on individual, like, on areas where the skin is a little thinner, when there's less muscle, less fat, you want to be gentler, like the top of your feet, right? Your eye area, you don't really want to like go for it because it's going to be damaged. But, on the fleshier part, is definitely safe. One thing good about our tool is they are, the edges are pretty soft. You're not going to cause any damage, but you just have to be very mindful when you do the ritual, like especially on the thinner area, thinner skin. And again, as mentioned earlier, if you're on blood thinner, if you tend to bruise easily, then you want to be lighter and be more mindful as you do your Gua Sha.
Yeah, so
somebody asked, is it normal to feel dizzy or numb? Sorry, just to kind of add on to that. Is it normal to feel dizzy or numb at all?
No. Yeah, you shouldn't feel dizzy or numb. If you are, while you're performing the action, you might have actually, if you feel numbness in your arm, you might have actually a lot of tension in your neck, which is causing you to feel the numbness because you are using this part of your body. So I would definitely recommend you to see a practitioner, a physician, to have that area looked at.
And if you have darker skin and you can't see the pink, how do you know when
you'll feel warm? So you'll feel warm. So if once the region warms up, then it's good. And the different points of the stone.
And you're seated or?
Go ahead.
No, so ahead. The different points of the stone.
That's good. Different points of the stone.
You see my stone has some variations. This is a natural stone. So there are going to be different inclusions. This has been made by hand. So it's every stone is a unique shape, and no stone is going to be alike. So just letting you guys know. And then so that we have the notch here. This is the a tip, and then this is the point. We have ripple, and then we have the curve. So, and then the curve can be used right here, which I like to use when doing this position, or right here, you can hold it like that, like so, for this portion. And then you can see the different, the varying shape of the Gua Sha tool. Other questions? Placement of the hand. Or...
Yeah, some of the answers I'm just going to type because we are running out of time. So Angela, just go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'll just pick whatever else I see on the Q&A list. Lung Chi and stimulate the stone. So Lung Chi is very important this time of year, especially coming into the metal ox year. So breath work is very important for people who feel a lot of tension, a lot of stress. Oftentimes I would tell my patients to take 3 nice, deep, long breaths, and we can even do it now together. You want to do it? So breathe in, hold until your belly's full, and then breathe out slowly. Feel the grounded energy of that. And you could do it 3 times. I love doing this when you know, in the middle of the night, or I'm going to bed and I can't quite fall asleep because so many thoughts are running through my head. I do this breathing technique, and it really helps with sleep, along with stimulating the Anmian point, which we'll post this online so you guys see where the points are. I love massaging the Anmian point with the Gua Sha tool as well. And so other points of lung chi, you could stimulate the lung channel. That's another class and another lecture that we can go into, but just briefly, it would be if you put your hand straight out right here, there's a little divot. That is where the lung point is. And you can just massage this point with your thumb, or you can massage it with the point of the Gua Sha tool, or you can activate it via massaging when you're massaging your pectoralis and loosening that up. And like sometimes I like to hold the point and then move my arm. And this also helps release tension as well.
And how about Gua Shas for sleep?
Gua Sha for sleep. So again, like I mentioned, Anmian, that's a really good area. I actually have my Gua Sha tool right next to me on my bedstand, so that I can activate, again, Anmian point, and then also releasing tension in my body and breathing in and doing inhale and exhale before I go to sleep. And also oftentimes with sleep, we also recommend other lifestyle tips. For instance, to stop looking at a computer screen at least an hour before you sleep. I would say even 2 to 3 hours before you sleep. Don't look at your phone, don't look on a computer screen, and really take the last hour to wind down. Maybe write in your journal about your day, just to kind of unwind and slow down and get into the yin state of the night.
And what about using the stone on the abdomen? You showed it on the ribs with the ripple. The abdomen, you're not going to massage if you're menstruating or pregnant, but if you're just wanting to stimulate digestion, or what else is using Gua Sha on the abdomen good for?
Definitely, it helps with digestion. So there's a lot of abdominal points. I can, Ervina can show with the So see how there's all these points on the abdomen. So you can go, if you're more in the center of the abdomen, we would suggest going upwards. If we're on the side of the abdomen, you can go down. So you can go up and then down on the side. And then you can also go sideways, how we did with the pectoralis. So you can do that as well, starting from the center and moving to the side and then switching off to the other side. There's a lot of amazing points on the abdomen that helps with digestion.
Wonderful. I wanted to say to the person who's asking about TMJ, we actually shared about that a little bit earlier in the presentation. Maybe you missed the beginning, but it's great for TMJ, and you can use the stone flat.
Use the stone flat. You can use
Angela
targeted.
did show that.
So you could do this. And then when you hit this region, so it's right in front of the ear, this is a really good point to release tension in your TMJ. So I like to hold it, and I actually do this, opening up your jaw and releasing the tension there.
It looks like it feels so good.
It does. It feels good right now.
I could see like, right, during, having this at your desk, and, especially if you're working from home in between calls. Yeah, that looks like it feels so good.
So we use it like this, or you could use it like this if you want to get more towards the upper part of your cheek and jawline.
And you did show a lot of releasing shoulder tension. Can you just show that again? I think that's like such a common, issue,
Yes.
shoulder tension. Do you want to just show that point again? We showed that earlier in the class, but it's a really good one.
So I would like to remember to you could use a ribral side to loosen up the muscles on the back of your neck. So I call it the jiggle or wiggle. And then I use the curve to guide downwards. And then I also like to, so like the point that we covered earlier, the Anmian point is also a really good point to release neck tension. And it's right behind the earlobe. There's a bone, and right underneath the bone is a depression, and that is where Anmian is. And I like to use the point to stimulate that point. And you can even guide it downwards, like so. I hope you can see. And also a really, really important point is the chest, and releasing the chest, and the tension in the chest will help release the tension in the back. And it's often an area that we forget. So we love using our, besides the recovery body treatment, we love using the Decolletage Bomb in this region as well. And we love massaging with the Decolletage Bomb as well.
That's a very special product. That's a product that we've carried at Beauty Heroes for the entire time that we've carried YINA, and people love it. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Ervina, that product? It's got this beautiful pink color. Yeah, it's so special.
So this product has cypress and golden bell. Golden bell is commonly used to release nodules. So, women tend to get, lumpy breasts, or we also call it stagnation in the breast, especially a few days or a week before the periods. And this is especially good if you tend to get PMS, breast distension. If you work on it, a few days before, you're going to feel a lot less pain or discomfort. We have so much feedback on PMS.
So many customers who've yeah, it's a life changer for them.
We have a customer who used to have to wear a bra to sleep because it was bothering her so much. And now she doesn't because of this product. So the main thing about this product is we really want women to get more in touch with the breast region. It's really an important area. We hold a lot of emotions here, but it's also very neglected. If you tend to wear a lot of wire bras, or you don't really pay attention to this area, you really should. I'm a breast cancer survivor, and I found the lump myself through a breast examination, my home exam. And so I had a recurrence of breast cancer. And the second time I found the breast lump was also myself. And a week before I found the lump, I had a mammogram and did not see anything. So it was kind of scary. So, I really want, you guys, ladies, to pay attention to your breast health.
And even men too, this region.
Yeah, this
We
region
hold a lot of stagnation and chi stagnation in this region.
Yeah, and if you're not bringing your skincare down to your neck and to this area, you should. You don't need to buy this product, but you should pay more attention to this area. It's really important. 1 in 8 women has cancer in the US. So breast cancer.
Yeah. Can you show us a couple of the other hero products? The bioadaptive cleanser is another total people, if you haven't tried this cleanser, it's so unique. There's not another cleanser beauty heroes like it, or I haven't tried another one like it. And there's reviews about it. People talk about this cleanser all the time.
Yeah, we wanted to create a cleanser with pearl powder because it's a very special ingredient used in Chinese medicine. It comes to Shen. It's really good beauty product, beauty ingredient, and it brightens the skin. And we also use white tea. So the white tea that we use here is wild-crafted white tea that I personally sourced in China. White tea is really good at desensitizing the skin. It's also very cleansing, has a lot of antioxidants, so let's say you tend to get itchiness or really sensitive or redness, the white tea would help with that. And the texture is really special. It's between an emulsion gel. It's kind of hard to describe. Let me show you here if you can see. This is a brand new one, so it'll take a few pounds. Okay, here you go. So
it always happens in Zoom.
Yeah. It's brand new.
Yeah, it's like a creamy oil, almost the pearl powder gives it sort of this light clay feeling, but it's not clay. It's really unique.
About it is it rinses off really clean, but it doesn't feel you don't feel like your skin is stripped or anything. And we formulate to have the perfect pH for the skin. It's not too alkaline, not too, and it's slightly acidic, right, Angela?
Yeah. The we usually it's around around 5.4, 5.5 in terms of pH. And I love the cleanser. We spent a lot of time developing this cleanser because we're very Ervina and I are very picky about cleansers because oftentimes cleansers strip away all of the natural oils on our skin and on our face, and we wanted a cleanser that cleans but also doesn't strip away all of our natural oils. So if you wear a lot of heavy makeup, we would definitely suggest to remove makeup with a makeup remover first before using this cleanser. This cleanser is not a cleanser to use to remove makeup. But it's really good cleanser to use for an everyday cleanser when you don't have makeup on. And the scent's really awesome as well. There's yuzu in there, so it's very brightening, and I love using it. I use it all the time.
I would expect so. Somebody's asking about your serums, and they're totally new packaging. They're actually new names, and they're so special. We're so excited to have them. now at Beauty Heroes, but can you tell us a little bit about your serums and how you make them? And they've got such a unique ingredient profile. There's nothing else like it out there. So
Yeah, we have 4 botanical serums. They are oil-based. And the first one I'm going to talk about is Fortify. It's good for people who are sensitive, sensitive skin, redness, pregnancy safe. I have the rest of that in my study. But anyway, the second one is Clarify. Clarify is really good for people who are prone to congestion, oily skin, but it's not drying at all. So if you're like me, you live in a tropical place, you might want to go for Clarify depending on your skin type. And then we have Regenerate for people who tend to have dullness, a lot of sun damage. And then Nourish, would be for someone with dry skin, a lot of wrinkles, and all that. So depending on where you are and how your skin is, we don't believe in having just one oil for all year round, all skin types. Our serum is pretty special because it is multi-dimensional. So it's not just for the skin. When you use it, it actually kind of, gets you ready for the season, gets you ready for energetically. So we have some feedback that when they use certain serums, they sleep better. They feel like they are in sync with nature. So we can do a deep dive on the ingredients one day, but there's a lot to talk about. So if you want to learn more about which one to use, feel free to go to our skin quiz, or or ask any of the product specialists at Beauty Heroes. They are all trained, very well trained in our product lineup, or reach out to us anytime.
yeah, we have so many more questions, and I just want to say, this was such an exciting class for us to have. Obviously, there's so much interest in Gua Sha and all of the different benefits. It's such a complex, ancient, traditional modality, and I think there's more to learn. So we may do a follow-up class. You're also having I just wanted to say a couple of things that are really important. We are, we are still, like, if you are still interested if you haven't subscribed to Beauty Heroes and you want to get this month's discovery, we still have those available, and you get the full size recovery treatment and the Beyond Stone together. So if you're interested, or you haven't gotten it, or somebody who would appreciate it and enjoy it, it's such a great way to discover YINA and get a really beautiful introduction to YINA. So we're thrilled about that. You are doing another class. So you're going to post that on Instagram, and there's going to be a ticket for that that's going to be donated to a organization that fights against violence against Asian people. And we are making a donation tonight in sort of support of this really important topic and the terrible violence that has been longstanding, but the obvious recent violence so we will be making a donation on behalf of our Beauty Heroes community tonight to the organization that you chose, and probably the same organization that you're donating to next week for your Gua Sha class.
Yes. So we'll be posting that this weekend. Our Gua Sha class will be on Thursday, February 18, and 100% of proceeds will go to stop AAPI hate. AAPI stands for Anti-American Pacific Islander. So we really want to support our community in the US. This shouldn't be happening. And Thursday is also a very meaningful day. It's Human Day in the Chinese New Year calendar. So we want to celebrate humanity as well.
And thank you everyone for attending this class. We really had a lot of fun. And you'll see more classes to come for sure. So please do sign up.
And we didn't
And
get
if you have any outstanding questions, feel free to, sorry.
Yeah, so feel free to check in with us.
To DM YINA or DM us, and we'll be happy to answer them.
Definitely.
I'm so sorry. I think I'm freezing, so I'm talking on top of you. I'm so sorry about that.
No problem. It's okay.
Well, have a beautiful new year. We will
thank you everyone so much. I'll wrap it up here.
Okay, take care.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, everybody. Happy Lunar New Year.
Yes.
Take care.